Hello and welcome to the next section of the Ssc Cgl mock test, and we are having a topic based test. So our next topic is going to be synonyms. Well, synonyms are words which have the same meaning. Different words, but they have the same meaning. So in order to solve these kind of questions, your vocabulary will need to be a little good, and the more words you know, the better you would be at solving these problems. So let's get down to it. Let's start our test, and you say start. So we come to question number 1 in synonyms, and the word that is given is copious, and the options that are given are vast, identical, plentiful, and messy. And the correct option over here is going to be option C, which says plentiful. Copious means in large quantities, in large amounts, and plentiful also means the same thing. So we are going with our answer, option 3, option C that is, and we will click and say next. So we come to question number 2, and the word that is given is decimated, and the options that are given are captured, destroyed, damaged, and worried. And the correct option for us is the second option, option B, which says destroyed. Decimated means to totally finish something, kill and destroy something totally, and it is the same as destroyed. So we will click on option B, which says destroyed, and we click and move on to the next one. So question number 3, the word given is impeccable, and the options given are inoffensive, harmless, important, or faultless. And the correct option for us is going to be option number D, which says faultless. Impeccable means without having any faults, without having any anything which is not correct over there is called impeccable. So it is the same as faultless, and so we go and click on option D and say next. So coming to question number 4, the word that is given is arduous, and the options that are given are fervent, strong, enthusiastic, or strenuous. And the correct option is option D, which says strenuous. Arduous means any piece of work which requires a lot of hard work. So strenuous is also the same thing, which requires a lot of hard work and labor. So we will go and select option D, and we will click on next, which brings us to question number 5, and the word that is given is contraband, and the options given are burgled, smuggled, baffled, and juggled. The correct option is the second option over here, option B, which says smuggled. Contraband means to bring something into a country illegally, and smuggled also mean the same thing, bringing things into a country or a place illegally. So we will click on option B and say smuggled, and we move on to our next question. Number 6, the word given is masticate, and the options are chew, choke, bite, and swallow. And our correct option is option A, which says chew, because masticate means to chew food or anything else. So, and chew also means the same thing. So we will go with option A and say next. Question number 7, it says abortive. The word given is abortive, and the options given are plentiful, lawful, unsuccessful, or fruitful. And the correct option is going to be option C, which says unsuccessful. Abortive means something which has failed. So it is the same as being unsuccessful. So we click on option C and we say next. Question number 8, the word given is psychopath, and the options given are psyche, flatterer, critic, and slave. And the correct option is in fact the second option, option B, which says flatterer. Psychopath is someone who says very good things about especially very powerful people without actually meaning it, and it is the same as flatterer. Flatterer also does the same thing, says a lot of good things without actually meaning it. So we go with option B and we say next to question number 9, and the word given is ominous, and the options given are officious, pleasant, convenient, and threatening. And the correct option is option D, which says threatening. Ominous means you are very afraid of something which is going to happen in the future. Maybe you have a feeling or some sense that something bad is going to happen. That is called ominous. And threatening also mostly means the same thing almost. So we'll go with option D. And we say next, and we come to question number 10, and the word given is jubilant, and the options given are somber, somber again, jocular, and rejoicing. And the correct option over here is going to be option D, which says rejoicing. Jubilant means to be very, very happy about something, and rejoicing also means the same thing, being very happy because something good has happened. So we go ahead and click on option D and we say next. So coming to question number 11, the word given is obsequious, and the options that are given are defiant, dishonest, servile, and honest. And our correct option is going to be option C, which says servile. Now, obsequious means being very attentive or very obedient to an excessive degree, and servile also means the same thing. So we are going to click on option C and say next. We come to question number 12, and the word given is negotiation, and the options that are given are in between, carelessness, bargaining, or slackness. And the right option is option C, which says bargaining. Now, negotiation means any formal process in which the parties discuss to come to a conclusion, to an agreement. So bargaining also means almost the same thing. So we are going to go with option C, which says bargaining, and say next. So coming to question number 13, the word given is invigorating, and the options given are vibrating, refreshing, exaggerated, and accelerating. And the correct option for us over here is going to be option B, which says refreshing. Invigorating means being full of life and full of energy, and refreshing also means the same thing. So we are going to go with option B and say next. To question number 14, and the word given is nefarious, and the options given are excited, wicked, rigorous, and benign. And the correct option for us is going to be option B, which says wicked. Nefarious means evil, something which is not good, very wicked, very immoral, and wicked also means the same thing. And we are going to click option B. We go to the next question. So coming to question number 15, the word is indolent. Indolent, and the options given are lazy, expensive, active, and happy. And the correct option over here is option A, which says lazy. Indolent means being very inactive, being lazy. Lazy, of course, it's the same thing. So we click option A and we say next. So we come to question number 16, and the word is reproof, and the options given are warning, ridicule, rebuke, and threat. And the correct option for us is going to be option C, which says rebuke. Reproof means when you criticize someone for something you are not happy with. When you ridicule someone for their work, it's called reproof. And rebuke also means the same thing. So we are going to click on option C and say next. Question number 17, the word is profligate, and the options given are talkative, intelligent, unconventional, and wasteful. And the correct option is going to be option D, which says wasteful. Profligate means you're very careless about your money or things that are of worth, and you're very wasteful. So wasteful also means the same thing. Being careless about and spending a lot, that is being profligate. So we click option D and we say next. So coming to question number 18, the word is hoodwink, and the options given are deceive, negate, upset, and cover. And the correct option is going to be option A, which says deceive. Hoodwink means to deceive someone. Some people who are not very clever at something and you deceive them. So deceive also means exactly the same thing. We click option A and we say next. So coming to question number 19, the word is rational, and the options given are tidy, agreeable, laudable, and logical. And the correct option for us is going to be option D, which says logical. Now rational means someone who uses reason, who uses logic to decide on anything, and logical also would mean the same thing. So we are going to click option D and say next. Question number 20, the word is emancipate, and the options given are lift, rise, raise, and liberate. And the correct option is going to be option D, which says liberate. Emancipate means to free yourself from anything that holds you back, be it political freedom, be it personal freedom, or anything. So liberating yourself from such kind of shackles is called emancipate, and liberate also has the same meaning. So click next. Question number 21, the word given is innocuous, and the options that are here are innocent, innovative, inoffensive, and innermost. And the correct option for us is going to be option C, which says inoffensive. Innocuous means something which is not very serious, so you don't take offense so much. So inoffensive would mean almost the same thing, which is why we are going to click on option C, inoffensive, and go to the next question. So question 22, the word is credulous, and the options given are funny, silly, innocent, or gullible. And the correct option for us is option D, which says gullible. Now credulous is someone who easily believes in anything you tell him, very foolish in a way. And gullible also would mean the same thing, who easily believes anything said to him. And so we are going to click on option D and say next. So coming to question number 23, the word is consternation, and the options that are given are dismay, anxiety, hatred, and ignorance. And the correct option for us is going to be option A, which says dismay. Now consternation means when you are worried about something, very anxious about something which has happened, and dismay also means the same thing. Also anxiety means very nearly the same thing over here. However, dismay is the closest word to consternation we have. So which is why we are going to click option A and say dismay. And click to the next question. So coming to question number 24, the word given is garrulous, and the options that are given are generous, reticent, taciturn and voluble. So the correct option for us is going to be the last option, option D, which says voluble. Garrulous is a person who talks a lot, especially useless talk. It's called a garrulous person, and voluble also means the same thing, a useless talk, a lot of talk. So we are going to click option D and then say next to our next question. So coming to question number 25, the word is panacea, and the options given are praise, cure all, poison and ambrosia. And the correct option for us is going to be option B, which says cure all. Panacea is something which cures all our ailments, all our problems. That is panacea. And cure all is also the same thing, which cures all our problems. So we are going to click on option B and say next. So coming to question number 26, the word given is moribund, and the options given are stagnant, gloomy, dying and superfluous. And the correct option for us is going to be option C, which says dying. Moribund is something which is useless, which is almost coming to an end. In other words, it is dying. So this is our option, option C. So we click go to the next option, next question. And question number 27, the word given is soothe, and the options given are agitate, perturb, fluster and mollify. And the correct option for us is going to be option D, the last one, which says mollify. Mollify means soothe, it's the same thing. Soothe, to relieve yourself from suffering, from anything that worries you, is said to something which calms you and which relieves you is said. The word soothe means the same thing, and mollify also, it means the same thing. So we click on mollify and we go to the next one. Number 28, the word is enigma, and the options given are attractive, riddle, flare up and dream. And our answer is option B, which says riddle. Enigma is something which is hard to understand, and riddle also means the same thing, something which is hard to understand. So we click on option B, riddle, and say next. So our next question, number 29, the word given is revile, and the options given are revive, review, abuse and reveal. And the correct option is option C, which says abuse. Revile is when you scold someone, say something nasty or bad to someone because maybe you don't like that person, which is why we are saying all that. And abuse also is, saying the same thing, not very nice thing to someone. It is reviling someone. They mean the same thing. We are going to click option C and say next. Number 30, the word is venile, and the options given are corrupt, superficial, respected and pardonable. And our correct option is going to be option D, which says pardonable. Venile is something which is not very serious, maybe a crime or any wrongdoing which is not very serious, so you can pardon it. And pardonable also means the same thing almost. So we are going to click on option D and say next. So coming to question number 31, the word is rectify, and the options given are satisfy, correct, reduce and pacify. And the correct option for us is going to be option B, which says correct. Rectify means to correct some mistake, any fault. to make it okay, and correct also means the same thing. So we are going to go and click on option B and say next. Question number 32, the word is restrain, and the options given are stress, contradict, restrict and obstruct, and the correct option for us is going to be option 3, option C, which is restrict. Constrain means to hold somebody back from doing something, and restrict also means the same thing, to hold somebody back. And so we click on option C. Going to the next question. Number 33, the word is lethargic. The options given are energetic, lazy, lethal and legal. And the correct option is going to be the second option, option B, which says lazy. Lethargic means someone who is very inactive, very lazy. So we click on option B and say next. So question number 34, the word is receptacle, and the options given are compartment, hole, container and funnel. And the correct option is going to be option C, which says container. Receptacle is a place where you store things, and container is also the same thing, place where you store things. So we click option C and say next. So number 35, the word is adversity, and the options given are chance, capacity, joy and misfortune. And the correct option for us is going to be option D, which says misfortune. Adversity means difficult times, and misfortune also means the same thing, times which are very hard, very difficult for you. So we click on option D, misfortune, and we say next. So coming to question 36, the word is cupidity, and the options given are fear, friendship, greed and love. So the correct option for us is going to be option C, which says greed. Cupidity means to want something more and more, be it wealth, be it possessions, be it anything. Greed, in other words. So we click on option C and we say next. 37, and the word is disheveled, and the options given are tidy, clean, neat and untidy. And the correct option is going to be option D, which says untidy. Disheveled is when you're not clean, when you're not tidy, everything is all over the place. It's said to be disheveled, and untidy is also the same thing. So we click option D and say next. 38, the word is venerate, and the options are despise, disobey, disregard and revere. And the correct option for us is going to be option D, which says revere. Venerate means to give something or someone a lot of respect, and to put something high up on a pedestal like a god or something. And revere also means the same thing, to have very high regard and high admiration for something. Revere and venerate means the same thing. So option D it is. Number 39. So the word given for question number 39 is scandalized, and the options are irritated, scared, worried and shocked. And the correct option is going to be option D again, which says shocked. Scandalized is something which is wrong and shocking to many people, and shocked is also the same thing, it is shocking. So they mean the same thing. We click option D, go to the next question. So question number 40, the word is labyrinth, and the options given are maze, path, skyscraper, impasse. And the correct option over here is going to be option A, which says maze. Now labyrinth is a series of paths or ways, where it is very difficult to find a way out. And maze also means the same thing. It is a pathway which is very hard to find out. So we click on option A, maze, and we say next. Question number 41, the word is exaggerate, and the options given are magnify, imagine, reinforce, and reiterate. And our answer is going to be option A, which says magnify. Exaggerate means to say something more than is really there, to magnify things. And magnify also means the same thing, saying more than it really is. And so we click on option A and we move on to the next question. So question number 42, the word is adapt, and the options given are bring up, adjust, encourage, or serve. And the correct option is option B, which says adjust. Adapt means you change yourself to suit your new surroundings, and adjust also means the same thing, when you change yourself to suit a certain surrounding. So we are going to go with option B and say next. Question number 43, the word is pallid, and the options given are friendly, pale, worthless, and comforting. And the correct option over here is option B, which says pale. Pallid means without having any color, like someone who's very sick and lacking a lot of vigor and energy. Someone who's very pale, lacking color, is called pallid. So pallid and pale means the same thing. We click option B. Say next. 44, the word is credible, and the options given are charming, serious, believable, and worthy. And the correct option for us is the third option, option C, which says believable. Credible is something which can be believed in. Believable, another way. So this is the right synonym for the word, option C. We click here and go to the next question. Question number 45, the word given is extricate, and the options given are free, tie, complicate, and pull. And our option is going to be option A, which says free. Free is the right answer for this. Extricate means to free somebody or someone from something, to free basically. So we click option A and say next. To question number 46, the word is obstreperous, and the options given are unruly, lazy, awkward, and sullen. And our answer is option A, which says unruly. Obstreperous means something which is very difficult to manage. Unruly. So we click option A and say next. So coming to question number 47, the word is honest, and the options given are authentic, upright, direct, and actual. And our right answer is option B, which says upright. Now honest and upright means the same thing. Honest, when you do anything in a very honest way, to put it very simply. So behaving in a very moral and in a very lawful way, that is said to be honest. And upright is also the same thing, behaving in a very honest way. So we click option B and say next. To question number 48, the word is vocation, and the options given are examination, seminar, occupation, and holiday. And our answer is option 3, which says occupation. So option C. Vocation means the choice of job you are in, the kind of job you do. It's called vocation, and occupation also is the same thing. It's your job, the job you do. So option C it is, and we move on. Next, number 49, the word is cantankerous, and the options given are noisy, quarrelsome, rash, and disrespectful. And our answer is option B, which says quarrelsome. Cantankerous means someone who is always ready to fight, always in a bad mood. They are called cantankerous, always quarreling. So quarrelsome is the same thing. So we click option B and we say next. So coming to question number 50, the word is scorn, and the options given are concise, despise, bias and fierce. And our answer is option B, which says despise. Scorn means hating someone, not liking someone at all. Despise also means the same thing. When you don't like something, you despise it, you hate it. So option B it is. And we click and say next. So coming to question number 51, the word is catastrophe, and the options that are given are tragedy, anger, violence and hatred. And the correct option for us is option A, which says tragedy. Catastrophe is something which is very unfortunate and something which causes a lot of people to suffer. Tragedy, in other words. So catastrophe and tragedy almost means the same thing. So we are going to click option A and then say next. Coming to question 52, the word is abjure, and the options given are renounce, announce, pronounce or denounce. And the correct option for us is option A, which says renounce. Abjure means to give up something, a belief or a habit, mostly in a public setting. So publicly, when you give up your beliefs and your habits, it's said to be renouncing a habit, or abjure or renounce. They all mean the same thing. So we are going to go with option A and say next. So coming to question number 53, the word is assess, and the options given are overload, measure, permit and enter. And our option is going to be the second option, which says measure. So assess means to measure the value of something, or to make a judgment about something. And it is the same as measure, calculating the value or making a judgment about something. So we are going to click on option B and say next. To question number 54, the word is elastic, and the options given are free, liberal, flexible and broad. And our correct option is going to be option C, which says flexible. So elastic, as many people know, is something that can be stretched and which comes back to its original size after that. Flexible also means the same thing. It can come back to its original size and it can also stretch. So we are going to go with option C and say next. 55, the word is diffident, and the options given are timid, unhappy, discourteous and gentle. And our answer is option A, which says timid. Diffident is someone who is very unsure of himself or herself, who is not very confident, very timid in other ways. So we will go with option A, timid, and say next. So we come to question number 56. The word is crafty, and the options given are evil, cunning, unkind and infamous. And our answer is option 2, which says cunning. Crafty is someone who is very cunning, in a word, and who can easily trick people, who knows how to get his way around things using his cunningness. That is being crafty. So we go with option B and say next. Question number 57, the word is exorbitant, and the options given are odd, ridiculous, excessive and threatening. And the right option is option C, which says excessive. Exorbitant means something more, much more than the value which really should be. So something which is very overpriced, we say it is very exorbitant. So the price is very excessive. So they mean the same thing. We are going to click option C and we're going to move to the next question. 58, and the word is penchant, and the options given are liking, eagerness, disability and dislike, and the correct option is option A, which says liking. Penchant means a liking for something. You are very fond of something. That is said to be penchant. So we go with option A and say next. So we come to question number 59. The word is affluent, and the options given are prosperous, kind, fluent and distributory, and the correct option is option A, which says prosperous. Affluent is having a lot of wealth and a lot of money, and prosperous is also the same thing, having a lot of wealth. So we are going to click option A and then say next. So coming to question number 60, the word is tepid, and the options given are hot, warm, cold and boiling, and the correct option is the second option, option B, which says warm. Tepid is another word for lukewarm, warm in other ways. So we are going to click option B and say next, and we are ready to submit our answers. There you go. Thank you so much.